everyone, it's Nicole from Nicole Loves Nails. Welcome to my channel. If you are new around here, hi, I am Nicole. It is wonderful to meet you. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Do consider hitting subscribe if you enjoy nail polish related content. I upload new videos every single week featuring both indie, mainstream, as well as boutique nail polish brands. If you are in fact a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you doing? Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. So today's video, I am pretty excited about this one. I have the newest collection from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This is their anniversary collection for 2022. Is it the final anniversary collection? Maybe it is. I don't know what's going to happen. What a weird intro. This is their anniversary collection for this year. The collection is inspired by Radio Rental, which I do believe is a podcast. I have 17 polishes to share with you all today. I have 13 polishes from the Radio Rental collection. I have one polish that is the Facebook group custom for the All the Polishes Facebook group. And I also have 3 polishes that will be mystery polishes available at the time of this release. And of course, for disclosure, these polishes were sent to me by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this video is sponsored by the brand. Thank you so much to Bee's Knees Lacquer for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. Down in the description box, I will have links to where you can purchase these polishes. I will have links to the brand's social media pages, my social media pages, as well as a link to my blog post where I host all of my swatch photos, as well as like a written review is over on NicoleLovesNails.com. And I, of course, will have timestamps down there as well. For the mystery polishes, I will have those all the way at the end of the video, and I'll have like a little, hey, it's me, Nicole, little warning in case you don't want to be spoiled. So let's just get into this video. First up, we have the Man in Red. The brand describes this one as a deep red base with extra sparkly red to orange to gold shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. This polish had a fantastic formula. It does start off very sheer, but I do find that it builds up really nicely in 3 coats. The shimmer in here is like super strong, super glowy, and I just love how this base builds up paired with that shimmer. Like, it is just absolutely like chef's kiss gorgeous. The shimmer is like a bit of a larger particle size, hence why it's a bit more shimmery. It does not give off any texture. Removal for this one is going to be a little bit messy, especially if you scrub it off. But I did not have any issues with like staining or anything like that with this polish. I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. If I kind of looked for it, I feel like I could see just like a hint of nail line depending on like the angle and everything, but I don't think it's going to be like super noticeable on natural nails. Next up, we have Dammit Malachi. The brand describes this one as a pumpkin orange base with an extra sparkly red to orange to gold shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. Dammit Malachi also had a fantastic formula. I really like the shimmer that is used in both this polish and the previous polish. I do think they're the same type of shimmer, but they look kind of drastically different in my opinion, just in the different base colors. So when I first started putting this one on, I was a little bit underwhelmed with the shimmer, but I do think this one builds up really nicely in 3 coats. I did have some visible nail line with it in 3 coats, which I do believe will translate over to natural nails. But like this shimmer, it's really, really beautiful, and I love it in this pumpkin orange base. Like, this is like a perfect fall orange color. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. No issues with staining on removal, but the shimmer in this one will make your fingers a little bit sparkly. And the next polish is called Always Check the Crawl Space. The brand describes this one as a pale pinky purple base with an extra sparkly red to orange to gold shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. So I was very surprised when I was reading the description for this one that this one is in like a pale purple base. I don't know what color I was thinking it is, but like, you don't get a lot of the base color on the nail. I would say like a large part of the color that you see when this one is built up in 3 coats is that like orange goldish kind of shimmer. So I'm slapping this one here between orange and yellow because, like, for all intents and purposes, built up in 3 coats, it looks like an orange polish on your nail, but like the base color is super, super, super sheer. So you definitely want to build this one up to get the most opacity, or use this one as a topper. I do think because the base color is so sheer that you can definitely wear this one over a variety of colors without the base color of this polish affecting whatever base you put on top of this one. So it stopped raining while I was swatching this one, so I decided to bring it outside super quick to show it in natural light. And here it is, still natural light, but like inside of my house natural light. And like the shimmer is a super gorgeous and glowy in low light situations. But again, you will have very obvious visible nail line with this polish. I swatched it in 3 coats. Removal will be a little bit messy, but not difficult at all. Next up, we have Turn Back. The brand describes this one as a deep coppery red to green multi-chrome base with an emerald green light reflective glitter. It is priced at $13.50. So this polish had a pretty good formula. It was very thick. I did not have any issues with the application, but like it was thick. I was not terribly surprised by that because I have found for this brand, their light reflective glitter polishes are either like thick and very opaque, or they are not as thick and pretty sheer. So this falls in the very opaque and thick line. I do think this polish is likely going to be a solid 2-coater. I reach full opacity in 2 coats. The light reflective glitters do give this polish some texture, so I did pair it with a glitter smoothing top coat before going with my quick dry top coat, and I was able to see those green reflects out in natural sunlight. And as per usual, my outdoor sunlight shots are without any extra flash. This is just natural sunlight on the polish. And in case anyone was wondering how similar this polish is to Autumn Queen from a few collections ago, I would say that the base colors are pretty much exactly the same, and the biggest difference is the light reflective glitters are different colors. Removal for this polish is going to be extremely difficult. I would recommend soaking this one off or using a peel-off base coat. And the next polish is called The Tunnel. The brand describes this one as a mid-toned grungy green base with an extra sparkly red to orange to gold shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. This polish starts off very sheer, but it does have a fantastic formula. Again, it has that same shimmer that I was raving about a few polishes back. I really love this shimmer. And in like this weird murky green base, like it's beautiful. I genuinely really like this one. So as you can see, you got to build this one up in 3 coats to really get the most out of that base color as well as the shimmer. Like I really feel like this one benefits from that 3rd coat. You could use it as a topper if you really wanted to, and I think it would look fine. But I think building it up really just makes that shimmer extra, just like boom, sparkly gorgeousness. I will say out in sunlight, it is a lot more yellow tone, which is, not surprising since the sun is yellow tone. It is a really nice, like fall appropriate toned green polish. So I swatched this one in 3 coats. Removal will be a bit more messy. No issues with staining though. And now we have DNF, which is described as being a bright green jelly base with a red to green unicorn pea shimmer. This one is priced at $16 and it has a cap of 400 bottles. So this polish had a fantastic formula. It does start off and it stays very sheer. So you will really want to build this one up to get the most opacity, or use like an undie base underneath of it just to make it a bit more opaque. For me personally, I think if I was wearing this one for personal wear, I would likely wear it with an undie base. I didn't love it being so sheer. I know why it was so sheer, so you could really see that beautiful unicorn pea shimmer. But still, I would have liked it just a tiny bit more opaque. But the shimmer in here is very beautiful. I was mainly seeing the red to gold color shift. I found that the green was coming in at extreme angles. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Nothing in here will be difficult to remove and no problems with staining. Next up we have He's Mine. The brand describes this one as a mid-tone blue base with a glowy red to green shifting shimmer, as well as magnetic holographic pigment. It is priced at $13.50. This polish had a really great formula. No application issues with this one. For my full hand swatches, I'll be showing it in 3 coats. For the live swatch, I'll be showing it in 2. I did find that the difference between 2 coats and 3 coats was pretty minimal, but I did find that the 3rd coat covered up any visible nail lines that I was having. This polish magnetized very easily for me. For the live swatch here, I used a bar magnet. For my full hand swatches, I did use my favorite ring magnet in the whole world. One thing that I will mention about the holographic pigment in here, it's not like a super holographic pigment. I was not really seeing like a lot of boom holographic even in direct sunlight with this one. Even without the rainbows, I do like how this one looked paired with the magnetic pigment as well as the shimmer. So nothing in here is going to dry down textured. Removal will not be overly difficult, but you will want top coat just to give this one a nice glossy finish. The next polish is called Tell Them to F Off. I have too much fun saying that. The brand describes this one as a cool toned violet sister to Doomicorn, and it has the same glowy green shimmer. It's priced at $13, and this one does have a cap of 400 bottles. So this polish had a fantastic formula. As you are seeing here, it is a bit on the more sheer side, so you'll really want to build this one up to get the most opacity. In my personal opinion, I would say this is like a more opaque version to Doomicorn. Side by side, they look pretty dang similar, but this one is like a cool tone version that I feel is also a tiny bit more opaque. The Sassy, sorry about that, hazards of doing voiceovers at night when the dog is just running around. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus a glossy top coat. The shimmer is absolutely gorgeous, no brush strokes and no problems on removal. And the next polish is called Ruse Hollow. This one is described as being a dark chocolate base with a glowy blue shimmer as well as magnetic holographic pigment. It is priced at $13.50. So this one starts off pretty dang sheer. I think this one is likely going to be a 3-coater unless you go in for very thick coats, or you have shorter nails and get away with 2 coats. Longer nails will likely want to go in for that 3rd, just to cover up some visible nail line. This polish magnetized very easily for me. As per usual, for the live swatch, I am using a bar magnet. For my full hand swatch, I used a ring magnet. Like the other magnetic polish in this release, I wasn't really seeing like a ton of holographic out in the sunlight with these. Like, I like the polish. I think it's really pretty. Like the shimmer in particular in this one is absolutely stunning, but I was just a little bit disappointed that like it wasn't like bam holographic in my face out in the sun. I do want to add that while this one is in a brown base, the shimmer in here is so strong that on the nail this one basically looks like blue to like a grayish silvery blue if you don't magnetize it. And the next polish is called Come Out, Come Out. The brand describes this one as a deep violet base with extra sparkly green to blue shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. This polish had a beautiful formula. I love this deep, rich, violety, bluish kind of base. I will say that the shimmer does make this one look a lot more blue toned on the nail in my personal opinion. However, I did notice out in like natural lighting, that's when I could really see like the violet base, but like in my lighting inside of my home, this one looked blue on the nail. I knew as soon as I got this polish on my nail that it was going to stain me, and I was right. I doubled up on my base coat just in case, and I did experience staining with this one. It did not seem to stain any part of my natural nail, but like everywhere where I had gel on my nail was stained a very beautiful blue color. So just be mindful of that if you are a fellow gel user. I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. Next up is You Look Like You've Seen a Ghost. The brand describes this one as a mid-toned purple base with an extra sparkly cobalt blue shimmer. It is priced at $13. This polish also had a really great formula. It is fairly sheer, so you really want to build it up to get the most opacity. I do think this one is likely going to be a 3-coater just to even out the base layers and just make this look extra sparkly and purpley. And of course, if you don't want to do 3 coats, this one will play nicely as a topper. But in 3 coats, I did have very obvious visible nail line, both on the clear part of my nail as well as on my natural nail. But I will say this polish looks extra gorgeous. I really did not mind the visible nail line for this one. I just thought like the base color paired with the shimmer was really beautiful. I thought this one might stain me, but I did not experience any staining, and removal will not be overly difficult. Well, not difficult at all. I don't know why I said it that way. Next up we have The Puppy People. The brand describes this one as a dark cherry base with an extra sparkly green to blue shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. This polish had a really beautiful formula. The base again is fairly sheer, so you will want to build it up to get the most opacity. I do think this one is going to likely be a solid 3-coater to get the most opacity, as well as to even out that base. I found that in 2 coats, I had a few light and dark spots on the nail. Fun fact about this polish, in my notes, I originally wrote that I thought this one was like a cool toned berry shade, and I was kind of confused at why the brand called this one a dark cherry base. As I was typing my blog post, I realized that the shade of red that I think of when I think cherry red is like cartoon cherry red and not the actual color of cherries in real life. Yeah, so that happened. You can definitely see like that reddish tone here in natural light. Like I found in natural light, the red was definitely coming out the most, and like indoors for my house, it was coming off as more purpley toned. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat. I thought it was going to stain me, but I did not personally experience any staining. And the final polish in the main part of the collection is called My Earliest Memories. The brand describes this one as a deep raspberry jelly base with a green to blue sibling unicorn pea shimmer. It is priced at $16, and this one does have a cap of 400 bottles. This polish had a beautiful jelly formula. I love shades like this. I would say that this one is accurate. It leans a little bit pink toned as far as raspberries go, but I really just love the color of this base, and it pairs really nicely with the unicorn pea shimmer. I think I've gotten a little spoiled at how strong shifty shimmers are now, because lately unicorn pea has not been doing it for me, and I don't know why, because I used to like ride and die for unicorn pea, but for some reason they're just not doing it for me anymore. Anywho, I like this polish. I think it's very pretty. The shimmer isn't like as in your face as some of the other shimmers in this collection, but it is still very pretty. I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat, no problems with staining. So along with this release, we also have a special group custom for the All the Polishes Facebook group. You will need to be a member of that group to purchase this polish, which I've linked down the description box. This polish launches at the same time, September 30th at 7 p.m. on the Bee's Knees Lacquer website. As far as international stockists go, I do know that Girly Bits will have this one. I do not know if the other international stockists will have it, but everything's linked down below. Let's get into the swatch. This polish is called In Good Spirits and is described as being a pale mauve base with an extra sparkly red to orange to gold shifting shimmer, as well as a ton of holographic flakies. This polish is considered to be a sibling to a lion with a thorn in its paw. It has a fantastic formula. The base color on this one, in my opinion, is a super light pinky mauve shade, and it just looks so gorgeous paired with the shimmer and the flakies. It does start off fairly sheer, so you will want to build this one up to get the most opacity. If you aren't super picky or you have short nails, this will likely be passable in 2 coats. I did find that the 3rd coat deepened the base color as well as making it completely opaque for me. And like the holographic flakies in here, super duper holographic. I loved how this one looked out in the sunlight. The flakies do not give this polish any texture, but you still will want top coat to give this one a nice glossy finish. And if you don't mind killing the holographic, this will probably look really nice with a matte top coat as well. I have a comparison up on my blog post of this one compared to the Lias Remember. They are not dupes, but they are fairly similar. So I swatched this one in 3 coats plus glossy top coat, no issues on removal. Alrighty, so final thoughts. I love this collection. The color story definitely did it for me. Again, I was able to make a rainbow with my collage, which I always find personally just very pleasing to my eyeballs when the polishes make a rainbow. But I did like the variety of finishes and colors. I will say my only, is it a nitpick? I probably mentioned this already in during the live swatch portion, but I'll say it again. I was a little disappointed that the magnetic polishes, the holographic, that it wasn't boom in your face holographic like some of the hollow flake polishes are. I did speak to Sarah, the owner of this brand, about that, and basically the type of pigment that was used for that isn't the holographic is a lot smaller apparently. So that's why they don't seem as holographic, but I still found it a little bit disappointing. I think my top picks from this release are going to be Dammit Malachi, because that color was it was gorgeous, as well as the Red Man. There was something about that red that I really liked. I'm just as surprised as you are that a red polish was my favorite from a collection, because that ain't me. I don't know who, I don't know what happened, but that red, it was juicy, it was gorgeous, it was red, and I really, really liked it, clearly. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Tunnel was also a top pick. That color was also stunning. The shimmer, gorgeous. As far as sale information goes, these polishes will be available starting on September 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Bee's Knees Lacquer website. If you are outside the US, Bee's Knees Lacquer does ship outside the US. They also have a variety of international stockists available, like Girly Bits, Rainbow Connection, Femme Fatale, Hypnotic Polish. There's a whole bunch, and I have them linked down below. So as I mentioned, we also have a few mystery polishes this month, which I will get to in a moment. If you do not want to be spoiled, I suggest you click out of the video now, but before you leave, don't forget to hit that like button as well as subscribe if you have not yet already. I greatly appreciate you just coming to hang out with me. So I have 3 mystery polishes, and these are all polishes for different charities. I have all the charity information linked down below. So for all of these charity polishes, each polish is priced at $13 and $5 will be going to each charity. And again, each polish has a different charity. So let's check out the swatches. First up, we have Hurricane Fiona. The brand describes this one as a rich pinky red base with an extra sparkly blue to purple shifting shimmer. It is priced at $13. The charity for this one is Direct Relief. This polish had a really great formula. It is a fairly sheer one, so even in 3 coats, you will still have some visible nail line with this polish. However, I really enjoyed the base color of this polish paired with the shimmer. The two together, I just thoroughly enjoyed this polish. The shimmer in here is one of the sparkly ones similar to the polishes in the main collection, so you do not get any brush strokes with this polish, but removal will be a little bit messy, especially if you scrub it off. I will mention I did not see a huge difference in opacity between 2 coats and 3 coats, but the 3rd coat did deepen the base up a little bit. I thought this one was going to be a stainer, but I did not personally experience any staining with it. Next up, we have Jackson. The brand describes this one as a teal base with a super fine particle aqua to blue to purple multi-chrome shimmer. It is priced at $13. The charity for this one is Cooperation Jackson. So this polish had a fantastic formula. I was pleasantly surprised that this one was a full coverage polish. I did not have visible nail line with this one. The base did not feel overly thick or thin, 0 application issues. Sorry the live swatch is a little off. I was literally half asleep when I was doing the live swatch for this one, so I apologize for missing more spots than I usually do. I found the shimmer in here was to be as described. I did find I did have some brush strokes with this one. Most of them disappear as the polish dries. Once the polish is like completely dry, you're really going to have to search for any possible brush strokes. So I swatched this one in 3 coats. I had no issues on removal and no problems with staining. Color-wise, this one wasn't my favorite, but I did really like how the shimmer looked. And the final polish is called Pakistan. The brand describes this one as a dark green base on the border of teal with a red to green shifting shimmer. The charity for this polish is the Friends of Indus Hospital. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that one wrong. Google was not as helpful as I would like. This polish also had a fantastic formula. Color-wise, I think this one might have my favorite base and shimmer combination. I am a sucker for teal shimmers, and this one was just really, really beautiful. But again, red to gold to green shifting shimmers are one of my favorite color shifts in general, so I'm not surprised that this one really stood out to me. Even in 3 coats, this one is still going to have some visible nail line with it. I think this one is going to look really nice over a variety of like undie polishes. Personally, I like it in 3 coats. If you have shorter nails than me, you might be okay in 2 coats, but I do think the 3rd coat did deepen up that base color and really bring out that shimmer. Alright, and so that is everything. I would love to know what everyone thought of this release. What are you planning on picking up? Let me know down in the comments section. And don't forget, hit like if you haven't already. I'm sorry that you're saying you're hearing this twice because I said that to the people who dipped out, but I'm saying it to you. Hit subscribe as well. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy some bonus footage coming up. Bye!
You having fun, Sass? There's Sassy. Camo! How you doing, Camo? Hi. Ah, how you doing? Say hi, y'all. Hi. Oh, Sassy's meeting Camo.
Come here. Come here.